Hello, everyone. In this lecture video, we will be focusing on the skeletal system, its functions, parts, and comparative aspects among farm animals and poultry. So I'll be rationalizing 10 selected multiple questions this time, explain the correct answers in detail, and more importantly, we break down why the other options are not correct. So this is a rationalization lecture for the licensure examination for agriculturists, and I would like you to not only memorize yung mga facts or information, but also understand the concepts na sakop nitong lecture natin. So that's a very important skill that will help you confidently answer no during the exam. So let's start with question number 1. In class, one student mistakenly referred to the study of joints as osteology and the study of bones as arthrology. Which correction should be made? I repeat the question. In class, one student mistakenly referred to the study of joints as osteology and the study of bones as arthrology. Which correction should be made? A. Bones is to myology and joints is to osteology. B. Bones is to arthrology, joints is to histology. C. Bones is to osteology and joints is to arthrology. Or letter D. Bones is to histology and joints is to biology. The correct answer is letter C. Bones is to osteology and joints is to arthrology. Okay, so let's focus our discussion for this question number 1 on the etymology. Saan na-derive yung mga terms na yon so that we can trace bakit yun yung term na ginamit for the discipline, focusing on bones, focusing on joints, etc. So start with osteology. So osteology, galing siya sa Greek word na osteon, which means bone. Okay? Baka ma-meet lang ninyo sa exam. Saan na-derive ang term na osteology? Sa anong Greek word na derive ang term na osteology? So, tatandaan, osteon, na ang ibig sabihin ay bone. Next, arthrology naman, it was derived from the Greek word arthron, which means joint. And then, histology came from the Greek word histos, which means web, tissue, or structure. Yung mga ancient Greeks kasi described tissues which are networks of cells as resembling woven fabric or a web under the microscope. So, nung daw tiningnan nila under the microscope yung mga tissues, nagmukha daw silang parang network of cells or parang web yung structure. Kaya, dinerive nila or pinattern nila doon sa Greek word na histos, yung mga tissues. So, dadagdag mo yung logi, which came from the term from the Greek word logos, study. So, ibig sabihin ng logi or yung suffix na logi came from the Greek word logos, which means study of. So, dadagdag lang natin yun. So, histology is the study of tissues. And then, for myology naman, myology came from the Greek word mys, which means muscle. Ang mys, ang ibig sabihin ay mouse. So, sa Greek, ang ibig sabihin ng mys ay mouse. Because yung mga ancient Greeks, they thought na yung muscles, when they contract, para silang mice na nagmo-move under the skin. Question number 2. What is the skeletal system mainly composed of? A. Muscles and tendons. B. Ligaments and joints. C. Bones and cartilage. Or D. Blood and lymph. I repeat the question. What is the skeletal system mainly composed of? A. Muscles and tendons. B. Ligaments and joints. C. Bones and cartilage. Or letter D. Blood and lymph. Kung gagamitan natin ito ng elimination method, the first to be eliminated is option D, correct? Because blood and lymph are not parts or structures of the skeletal system. So blood and lymph. So blood is a component or structure of the circulatory or the cardiovascular system. Ang lymph naman ay structure ng lymphatic system. So this is the first to be eliminated. Now we are left with A, B, C, and D. Okay, so the correct answer here, pwede rin tanggalin ang letter A. So we eliminate also letter A because muscles and tendons belong to the muscular system. So may keyword na tayo sa letter A, muscles for the muscular system. Now we are left with B and C. That is removing irrelevant options increases our chance of getting the correct answer. So since ang natitira na lang na choices ay letter B and letter C, we have 50% chance of getting the correct answer. So if we are wise in choosing the correct answer, makuha natin ang tamang sagot. But unfortunately, if we are not wise enough to distinguish which of the two is the best or the better answer or the correct answer, then 50% din or yun din yung chance na mali yung sagot natin. 50% din kasi ang chance of getting the correct answer and 50% din ang chance of getting the wrong answer. So the correct answer here, so if we are to choose between B and C, note that parang yung letter B kasi ay part din siya ng skeletal system, correct? They are also related structures sa skeletal system. But if you are going back to read the question, ang tinatanong is mainly composed of. Ano yung main structures ng skeletal system? The correct answer is bones and cartilage. The skeletal system is primarily composed of bones, which provide rigidity and structure, and cartilage, which is a flexible connective tissue that cushions the joints and supports movement. So these are two components that form the core framework of the skeletal system. Okay? Next, question number 3. Joints are also called A, articulations, B, cartilages, C, ligaments, or letter D, tendons. I repeat the question. Joints are also called A, articulations, B, cartilages, C, ligaments, or letter D, tendons. The correct answer here is letter A. Articulation is synonymous with the term joint. And when we say articulation or joint, ito ay yung term na ginagamit natin to refer to the anatomical location or the site where two bones meet or connect. So yung joint, ang purpose niyan is to allow for movement or pwede rin na stability depending sa kung anong klaseng joint na yon. Okay? So let's distinguish ano yung ibig sabihin ng ligaments and tendons. So we already encountered the term cartilage earlier. Ang cartilage ay siyang so your cartilages, ligaments, tendons, these are examples of connective tissues. Pare-pareho silang connective tissues, but they differ in terms of function. Cartilage, it's a connective tissue that cushions the joints and it supports movement. Yun namang ligaments, if you are to look at the illustration, ang purpose ng ligaments ay it connects two bones together. So ito ay isang bone and then another bone here. The structure that connects them is called ligament. And then your tendons, it connects muscle to bone. Okay, so it attaches the muscle to bone. The correct answer here for question number 3 is articulations. So I hope you distinguish the different terms, joints, cartilages, tendons, and muscles. Do not interchange them. Question number 4, which species shows a unique adaptation with 14 cervical vertebrae instead of the usual 7? A, chicken, B, goat, C, horse, or letter D, sheep. I repeat the question, which species shows a unique adaptation with 14 cervical vertebrae instead of the usual 7? A, chicken, B, goat, C, horse, or letter D, sheep. Always remember that when we are talking about cervical vertebrae, Almost all mammals, whether that is farm animals or yung livestock or humans or kahit giraffe pa yan, almost all mammals have the same number of cervical vertebrae and that is 7. So mga mammals dito sa choices na to is goat, horse, and sheep. So removing or eliminating B, C, and D gives us letter A as the correct answer. Always remember that. So, nilagay ko dito yung vertebral formulas of common farm animals. So, please memorize that. Learn by heart itong mga iba't ibang uh, vertebral formulas of the different farm animals. Question number 5. Which of the following bones is part of the axial skeleton of cattle? A. Femur. B. Humerus. C. Scapula. Or letter D. Vertebrae. I repeat the question. Which of the following bones is part of the axial skeleton of cattle? A. Femur. B. Humerus. C. Scapula. Or D. Vertebrae. Remember that the skeletal system of any organism ay may dalawang divisions. We have the axial skeletal system and the appendicular skeletal system. So, ang axial skeletal system is composed yung mga bones na makikita sa midline, sa middle region of the body. So, it starts with the skull. Okay? So, dito sa skull, meron tayong, or dito sa bones, dito sa part na to, we have the skull, we have the cranial bones, we have the facial bones here, the mandible, and so on and so forth. And then the entire vertebral column or the vertebra. Oh, vertebrae kasi plural na, no? And then we also have dito sa gitna, sternum or the breastbone. We have the ribs and then the pelvic bones. Those are the bones that comprise the axial skeleton. I repeat, the axial skeleton is composed of the skull, comprised of the cranial bones and the facial bones, the entire vertebrae, the sternum, the ribs, and the pelvic bones. Okay, so yun yung axial skeleton. So the answer for number 5 is vertebrae. The rest, femur, humerus, and scapula, part na siya ng second division, which is the appendicular skeleton or appendicular skeletal system. Next question. The appendicular skeletal system consists mainly of letter A, ribs and sternum, letter B, skull and vertebrae, letter C, thoracic cavity bones, or letter D, forelimbs and hind limbs. I repeat the question. The appendicular system consists mainly of A, ribs and sternum, B, skull and vertebrae, C, thoracic cavity bones, D, forelimbs and hind limbs. We already mentioned the parts of the axial skeletal system earlier in the previous slide. So this time naman, ano naman yung mga bones na belonging to the appendicular skeletal system. And here, the correct answer is the forelimbs and the hind limbs. Okay, so the forelimbs or the front legs, bones na present sa front legs, and hind limbs, those are the bones present in the hind limbs or the hind legs or rear legs. So letter D is the correct answer for number 6. So rib and sternum, na-mention natin kanina sa axial skeletal system or the axial skeleton. Skull and vertebrae also, these are components of the axial skeleton. Letter C, thoracic cavity bones. Ano ba yung mga thoracic cavity bones? Yung mga makikita na bones sa thoracic cavity, yung mga nasa chest region, particularly the ribs and the sternum. So ang letter A and letter C, they are similar ng tinutukoy. Okay? So letter D is the correct answer. Number 7. A pig exhibits lameness in the hind limb. Examination reveals a fracture in the largest and longest bone of the body. Which part is primarily affected? A, forelimb, B, neck, C, tail, or letter D, thigh? I repeat the question. A pig exhibits lameness in the hind limb. Examination reveals a fracture in the largest and strongest bone of the body. Which part is primarily affected? A, forelimb, B, neck, C, tail, D, thigh. Let's eliminate before we identify the correct answer. Sabi, ang keyword dito is hind limb. So, tanggalin na natin yung mga options na hindi kasama sa hind limb. So, for limb, of course, eliminate natin ang letter A because for limb is not the same as hind limb. Next, neck. Neck is not part of the hind limb, correct? So, we are left with C and D. Is it tail ba or thigh? Siyempre, eliminated na rin yung tail, correct? Less yung mga instances that the tail is fractured, correct? Because it does not carry the weight of the animal. So the correct answer here is letter D, thigh. So keyword natin is hind limb dito. And then another, meron din siyang binigay na situation. Examination reveals a fracture in the largest and strongest bone. The largest and strongest bone of the body is the femur. Wala yung femur dito sa options, but we know that the femur is also called the thigh bone. So this is the thigh bone. Ito sa hind limb. So ang function kasi ng femur or responsibility ng femur or the thigh bone is it bears much of the body's weight and nagpo-provide siya ng leverage for powerful hind limb muscles dito. So sa pigs, especially yung mga mabilis lumaki, yung femur is prone to fracture because skeletal strength that does not always keep pace with rapid body mass structure. Lalo na kapag mabilis lumaki yung hayop. Okay. Next. Question number 8. The skeletal system serves as the framework of the body because it, letter A, stores vitamins, B, digests nutrients, C, produces hormones, or letter D, supports and shapes the body. I repeat the question. The skeletal system serves as the framework of the body because it, A, stores vitamins, B, digests nutrients, C, produces hormones, or letter D, supports and shapes the body. Again, pwede tayo mag-eliminate ng mga letters or choices dito for us to better arrive at the correct answer. So we can eliminate letter B. Letter B is a function or role of the digestive system, correct? Letter C produces hormones. This is a function of the endocrine system. Because remember, hormones are secreted by the endocrine glands or the ductless glands of the body. So we are already left with A and D. The correct answer here is the letter D. The skeletal system provides the structural framework of the body. Therefore, it supports and shapes the body. It maintains body shape. It bears the weight of the body. And it anchors muscles for movement. So kung wala yung skeletal system, wala yung supportive framework na to, magko-collapse yung body. Yung letter A, bakit hindi siya yung napiling sagot? Because the function of the skeletal system is storage of minerals and not vitamins. Once again, the function of the skeletal system is, so one function, so aside from supporting and providing shape to the body, ang skeletal system is responsible for the storage of minerals tulad ng calcium, tsaka phosphorus. Hindi vitamins ang nai-store sa bones or sa skeletal system. So kung gano'n, saan nai-store ang vitamins? Vitamin storage such as vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, they are mainly stored sa liver and fatty tissues. Question number 9. The skeletal system in farm animals serves as a reservoir primarily for which two minerals? A, iron and iodine. B, magnesium and zinc. C, sodium and potassium. Or letter D, calcium and phosphorus. I repeat the question. The skeletal system in farm animals serves as a reservoir primarily for which two minerals? A, iron and iodine. B, magnesium and zinc. C, sodium and potassium. Letter D, calcium and phosphorus. So, na-mention natin ito sa earlier slide. So, the correct answer is, calcium and phosphorus. Yung bones of farm animals act as the main storage site of these minerals, calcium and phosphorus. Kasi itong mga minerals na to, they are important for bone strength, muscle contraction also, blood clotting, at saka metabolic balance. So kung kailangan ng katawan, itong minerals na to, they can be mobilized from the skeletal system, particularly from the bone. So bakit hindi iron and iodine? Kasi itong iron is mainly stored sa liver and bone marrow. Yun namang iodine, hindi siya stored sa bones but concentrated siya sa thyroid gland. Yun namang magnesium and zinc, small amounts lang. So merong minerals na magnesium and zinc sa bones, sa skeletal system, but only in small amounts. Secondary lang. Secondary lang ang roles ng magnesium and zinc. Mas marami pa rin ang calcium and phosphorus sa bones. And then letter C, sodium and potassium, they are found primarily sa outside of the cell. Nasa extracellular fluid ang mga ito. Okay? Sa outside of the cell and even inside of the cell. So, kasi sila yung nagme-maintain ng osmotic balance and electrical balance, and these sodium and potassium are not stored in the bones. Question number 10. A broiler chicken shows weak leg bones that break easily under rapid weight gain. Which skeletal function is most directly compromised? A, support for the body. B, protection of internal organs. C, fat storage in yellow marrow. Or letter D, mineral storage and structural strength. I repeat the question. A broiler chicken shows weak leg bones that break easily under rapid weight gain. Which skeletal system is most directly compromised? A, support for the body. B, production of internal organs. C, fat storage in yellow marrow. Or letter D, mineral storage and structural strength. Since ang pinag-uusapan dito is skeletal function, mag-eliminate tayo ng hindi related sa dahilan kung bakit weak yung leg bones. Although all of these choices are tricky, correct? Because all of these are functions of the skeletal system. Support for the body, it also protects the internal organs, storage din siya. But especially when the animals get older, because the red marrow turns into yellow marrow as it's old. And storage din siya ng mineral at saka it also provides structural strength. So lahat ng ito ay skeletal function. Pero ano daw yung nako-compromise na skeletal function kapag mabilis lumaki ang manok, broiler chicken? So, ang sitwasyon daw is dahil daw mabilis yung rapid yung weight gain or rapid yung growth ng manok, na-compromise or hindi kayang sabayan ng growth ng leg bones, or yung skeletal system, particularly sa hind legs, ang mabilis na paglaki ng broiler chicken. So the correct answer is support for the body. So hindi kayang isupport ng leg bones ang rapid weight gain ng broiler chickens. That's why the bones in the leg become weak, tapos they break easily, they become fragile. Kaya nagkakaroon ng leg deformities tulad ng tinatawag natin technically na tibial dyschondroplasia, or pwede rin na magkaroon ng rickets ang manok, at saka lameness also. So yan. So ito, yung situation na to, it directly reflects the compromised supportive function of the skeleton, which is to bear weight, so yung nagkikerry ng weight ng hayop, and also provides the structural framework. No? So bakit hindi protection of internal organs? Kasi wala namang internal organs doon sa legs, correct? The skeletal system nagpo-provide siya ng protection sa internal organs, pero ang specific bones responsible for this ay yung mga ribs, di ba? So yung ribs nagpo-protect ng lungs, ng heart, ano pa? Ang mga part of the skeletal system that protects the or internal organs? The skull. The skull protects the brain. So dito sa leg bones, wala naman siyang pinoprotektahan na internal organs. So B is not the correct answer. Sa letter C naman, wala siyang connection. Itong function na to ay wala siyang connection sa bone, easy bone breakage, correct? Weak bones are due to poor mineralization and inadequate structural strength, hindi yung presence of fat reserves. Ano pa? Bakit naman mali ang mineral storage? Baka pwede niyong sabihin na, kasi mabilis, the reason why the bones in the legs break easily at nagiging weak kasi kulang ng minerals doon sa bones. Baka pwede niyong sabihin yun. But, yes, correct. Bones are mineral storage, primarily of calcium and phosphorus, as we mentioned earlier. But yung deficiency kasi ng calcium and phosphorus contributes to weakness. Maliit man or slow man ang paglaki ng hayop or mabilis man ang paglaki ng hayop. Okay? Dito kasi sinabi, mabilis lumaki ang hayop. So kung mabilis lumaki ang hayop, ang affected is, or ang compromised na function is, hindi kayang isupport ng leg bones ang mabilis na lumaki. Pero ito, yung letter D, yung kakulangan ng calcium at saka phosphorus sa system ay hindi dahil sa mabilis na paglaki ng hayop or ng manok in this case. Okay? So that is the correct answer for number 10. So that wraps up our rationalization video for this 10 sample questions or selected questions on the skeletal system. So ang na-cover natin na topics ay correct terminologies in anatomy, main components of the skeletal system, axial versus appendicular, ano yung common fracture sites sa farm animals, and so on. So always remember that in the board exam, hindi lang yung pagpili ng tamang sagot ang tatandaan, but also understand bakit yun yung tamang sagot and why the other choices are wrong. So good luck, keep reviewing smart, and see you in the next session. Thank you very much, everyone.